had to take a reference image of myself, like holding my hands out for this book. I wanted to draw a person with their hands out like this with a butterfly flying away, and I just, it's always easy just to take my own reference photographs if I'm having an image of a person in a book, so I did that and then I like traced it. So I'm gonna add that to the book now. And I feel like listening to some music, so I'm probably gonna put on my headphones. I've been listening to a lot of Jeff Buckley lately, and Nick Drake, and Smashing Pumpkins for some reason, which I haven't listened to since middle school. So yeah, it's kind of fun. I've been thinking about this creative block that I've been stuck in recently, and about process and the importance of still creating things when we're overwhelmed. How the noise of life and our own minds can sometimes discourage us from pursuing all the things that matter to us. I think many who lean on the sensitive side feel frozen in place at the moment with the state of the world, and it can be really deflating. It's not easy having to carry around a heavy heart every day. The arm looks off. What did I do there? I don't know what I did wrong. Oh. Lately I've heard artists questioning whether art really has a place at all right now, asking, what is the point of continuing to make things when everything feels doomed, when everything's on fire or underwater, when war is rampant, when AI is swallowing up our thoughts and ideas, when it feels like we can't keep up. I think, to me, creativity is just another way to pay attention, a way to love the world more deeply. The poem Good Bones by Maggie Smith comes to mind here. In it she wrote, "This place could be beautiful, right? You could make this place beautiful. This place has good bones. You have good bones." I just finished colour blocking this guy. Sorry, I'm gonna put on my glasses, hang on. Okay. This guy, which I don't think I even explained what this is for yet. It's for a group exhibition in January. I'm gonna be trying to mail it next month because it's going all the way to Australia. But the theme was Cabinet of Curiosities with a twist. So I'm doing sort of a Curiosities of the Soul book, and it's all birds and insects that have significance or symbolism to me. Yeah, I was able to get a little bit of a sketch drawn for it, which I don't usually sketch beforehand because it's hard to really plan, and I still don't really know what I'm gonna do with it, so I'm just sort of figuring it out as I go as usual. I think I mentioned in the last video that I just really haven't been feeling so inspired lately, and I have been doing my best to move through it. I can show you something actually, hold on. I started this, I guess it would be a junk journal last year, and for years I've been just collecting random scraps of paper and old photographs. Like, you can find them in thrift shops and stuff, and I always feel really bad finding personal photos in secondhand shops, and yeah, I just take them and I try and use them some way. But it wasn't until last year that I started this junk journal, and I've been using it on the days where I feel really stuck, and it has helped me quite a lot, which is amazing. I think just being able to switch off in a different way that's still creative but not perfect. Like, this is really quite childish and messy and all over the place, and I'm incorporating words, and it has been amazing for my brain actually, and trying to find inspiration again. I think the thing with being in a creative slump, I know that it will come to an end eventually. Sometimes it feels like it won't, and it's really depressing, and I think that I just have to believe that it'll end. I go through these periods when I release a series. Once it's done and released and sold and I have nothing left, I just feel quite depressed and like anxious. I'm not sure if any other creatives feel this way when they create work and then sell it, or maybe it's just me, I don't know. But it's kind of like this thing where I've always been someone that's quite shy, and I like to sort of shrink back into the background and not be out there. And so making videos is actually pretty good for me personally, because it pushes me to show up, because otherwise I would probably just never be around at all, which is just me. But when I sell my work, I'm not super attached to it, but I start imagining like how it exists in people's homes and who's gonna be seeing it, and you know, like, is it, I don't know, like I feel really exposed. And I know that's part of what being an artist is that you expose your work to others and invite other people into what you make. And that is something that I'm thinking about a lot too, is like, how can I invite people into my work and the things that matter to me, instead of just kind of trying to hide away all the time. And anyway, yeah, when I release a series, it's just kind of like I feel like I have nothing left, and then I'm wondering, will I ever be able to make another series? Will I ever come up with any other ideas? And it's really, really daunting sometimes, and having to pick myself back up again after creating work, it's it's tough sometimes. So I guess it's just a matter of holding myself accountable and realizing that there are so many people that support what I do, and how appreciative I am of the fact that I'm quite privileged to be able to do this for a living, and reminding myself that I do have things to say, and I do have opinions and thoughts and things to share. And that is my ramble. So anyway, that's just what I wanted to say, and I shared this with you too. So. Creative slump or not, sadness, joy, anxiety, I always come back to this, eventually. Sometimes I do give in to the hopelessness and drift for a while, but also books matter so much to me. Yes, I really am obsessed with books and stories, and I've built my life around them. Franz Kafka said a book must be the axe for the frozen sea inside us, and I truly believe in the magic of them, for all the times I myself have been cracked open by the words of another. Yet there's also the other things I'm obsessed with that exist outside of everything I make. A clear night sky, shadows, light shimmering through the leaves of a tree, daisies and poppies and cornflowers, the smell of coffee and autumn and moss, a Mary Oliver poem when I need it the most, anything Beatrix Potter, and the colour green. I mean, passionate interests keep the world turning. They keep our inner world turning. It helps to be obsessed with something, I think, not just an activity, but an item, a colour, a texture, a time of day, an animal, a feeling, anything you like. Because it means you're taking the time to notice and appreciate and cherish. Anyway, maybe this is more of a pep talk for myself. We don't always see the bigger picture when we're more concerned with how heavy the backpack is, so to speak. But if you are in a slump too, creative or otherwise, I hope you can remember all the things you love.